Hello, so welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll continue with the input output string and formatting topic. And yesterday we have discussed about the static keyword and we have started with the input output scanner class. So just to revise the topic that we have discussed yesterday. So in static class, what static keyword, what we have learned that whenever that we define a variable or method or nested class or block as static, it means that it belongs to a class rather than the object. So whenever something that belongs to a class, we can mark this that variable and method block as static. So what we have to do, we have to add a static keyword before declaring that variable or method name. And other thing we have noticed that we have to write this variable, declare this variable inside the class, and we can and for the method, static method, we don't have to create the object of that class to access this method. As it belongs to a class, we can directly access this using the method name. So we are not creating an object of that class, we are directly giving the method name, and we are passing the argument that we are given the method, and we are just accessing this calling this method. So that is the static keyword we have discussed. And coming back to our input output, so input output we have discussed about most of the time we were using the system.out.println. This is the standard output thing. So in this class, in this Java class, we have used a scanner class, which is used to like take input from the user. So we'll discuss this. So this is the basic program that we have written yesterday. So the actual syntax for writing it is system.in is that we have to start with the capital S, system, because system is a class from Java. System is a inbuilt class in Java that we have discussed in the previous lecture, and it is coming from java.lang package, which is a like automatically called imported when we create any Java program. And dot in, what we are giving here, dot in is the static field of the system class. That's why it is being directly accessed using the class name. So this is the class name, this is the static field of this system class, so we can directly access this using the system class name. So in this video, we are mainly focusing on standard input and output. There are many other streams like pipe, networking, file, input, output string. So that we'll cover in the future lecture, as that needs like object-oriented concept. So once we'll complete those, then we'll see that other stream part. So what we are doing in this program is that we have created and this is the we are like creating an object of the scanner. We usually pass the predefined object system.in, which represent the standard input output. This line declares the scanner variable sc and create a new scanner that takes the input from the system.in. So what the scanner do, it when we are using system.in, so scanner used to read the input from the keyboard. When system.in, so it is an input string which is typically connected to the keyboard input for console program. So whatever we are writing, passing the input through keyboard, it is used to read the value from the keyboard. So we are using the scanner class and using the standard input stream to read the input that is passed through the keyboard. So scanner will scan through the input from the keyboard, and this is the we are using the standard.out.println to print the this argument that we are passing in the console output. Then user will type something using the keyboard. It will give the input to the Java program or application, and we are using a variable called line. We are storing, which will store the input that has passed to the application. And this is the next line function. This is the next line is a function of a scanner class. The scanner provides this method that reads a line from the keyboard and return as a string value. So whenever we want to store any string variable, we have to use this built-in method of scanner class next dot line. So it will read the value that we have typed in the through the keyboard. Scanner will scan through that, and it will hold in the variable, and it will return this variable as a string data type. And here we are printing the value again. We are using system.out standard output to print the value which we are storing in the line variable to display in the console output. So we'll see again. So it's asking me to print something. All right. So when I hit the enter button, the scanner uh, it's using the system.in. It read the input that I have provided using the keyboard and store in the variable called line using the next dot line, because we are expecting some string data type. So it's reading the scanning through the value that we have given and storing the line, and it's printing the using the system.out.println, printing the output in the console again. So this is the simple thing that we have done yesterday. But to read the value of a certain data type, like here we are expecting that string data type. So if you want a data type of certain type, like character or input, so we have scanner class has different method for that. So we have to use different method for different data types. So we'll take another example and we'll see what are the different options available in the scanner class. So we'll create a new class. So first we'll declare the object and initialize the predefined standard input object. We know how to define a object of the scanner class. So we'll use a scanner class name, then the variable name, followed with a new keyword, then again the class name, and here we'll pass the predefined standard input object. What is that is system.in input string. So we are writing system in the class because we have already mentioned whatever the class, if Java class always start with the capital letter. So it's giving me an error. It's asking me to import the scanner. As we have mentioned that Java scanner class that is present in the java.util package, and package is nothing but collection of related classes. So we'll import this. And we have also discussed that when we have to import this before using the scanner class, because there might be another package and that to have a scanner class. So when we are importing this Java .util package, it means we are saying that we are using the Java util package, and we are using scanner from that package, so there won't be any confusion. It will be able to use this one. If we'll not import this one, it will give us an error message because we'll not understand which scanner class we are talking about. And we might wonder, like, for this class that belongs to another package, we have to import and then we can use it. But continuously from the first program, we have been using system.out.println, which also belongs to a java.lang package, but we don't have to import that one, because the reason is that belongs to system.out.println, that belongs to java.lang package, and that is the default package, and it calls automatically by default. We don't have to call it import it implicitly. So that is the main difference between this is also a built-in package, but this is not the default package which calls immediately by the Java program. So java.lang, whatever the class present on the java.lang, we don't have to like explicitly import that. So in this example, what we are going to see, going to see what if we are expecting some different data type other than the string. If a string, then we have to use next line for string output. So if you want different output, then we have to use different method that are present in scanner class. So let's see, we have already declared the object and initialized the predefined standard input output. Now we'll will print something in the console, so that it will prompt user to type something. So we use system.out.println to print something in the console. So we are asking user to write some details. Then what we have to do, we have to declare a variable where we'll be storing the details that have been typed by the user in the console output. Suppose we want, first one is character data type. So what we'll do, so the moment we'll object will give object name and dot, we'll able to see all the built-in method that are available in the scanner class. So for object we can use, so these all are available method that are present in the scanner class. So we'll use, I'll type, then we'll see next. So we are using next dot character at index 0. So we'll be storing whatever the character that is present in the index 0. So char at 0 indexing, that we have already learned in the previous lecture. So we'll define another variable which will store the integer. So we have next int for integer. So see, we different have for byte, for sort, we have different variables. So we'll see next for integer. Then we'll be using long. Then last we'll be using double. So after this is the first initialization part, then we are prompting the user to enter the details, then we are storing the details. After scanning the details from the keyboard, we're storing the variable, then we'll print in the console output using the system.out println. So we have not used name. Let's see, we'll use the name also. String name. We know what in which method can store name. It's next line for a string. So next one is this character. After that we have age. Then we have cell number. After that we have total marks. So when we are using double means it can store a decimal variable. Decimal variable we have to give, and we are using this blank sign to give some space, and we are using this mm, add symbol to concatenate this string name plus space plus concatenate the name variable, whatever the variable we are storing here. Similar way, we are using a string gender, then addition to append the space, then followed by the gender variable that we are storing. Similarly, it goes for age, cell number, and mark. So we'll see. So asking me to write the details. I'll give first one is name. So I'll give John. Then it's asking me to it's age character. I'll give male. then age 45, then cell number, then marks 85.56. So when we are entering, it is coming to the next variable. So first John, then I hit the enter, then it came to gender, the character one. Then I hit the enter, then it came to age, followed by cell number and marks. Then if we'll press enter, it will give me the output, as there is no other variable to hold the data. See, it displayed the name, then space, then John, what we have given the input. So it's reading the output from the keyboard that user has entered and storing in the variable, and it's printing the output using system the standard output we are using. So scanner class is we are using that system.in to read the data from the keyboard and holding in the variable using, and based upon our the data type we are using the method that are present in the scanner class, and again we are using the system.out.println to print the like variable that we have stored. So gender M, age 45, cell number is printed, it's printed accurately what we have given. So this is the concept of the scanner class, and now we'll see the formatting thing. So we'll create a new class. So we have different string. We are in this video we have discussed about this standard input output. So we have another stream. So we'll discuss in the future lecture. So I'll create a new class to see the formatting option. So I'll give format basic. Here I'm just using the standard output. I'm just printing, I'm dividing the 4 by 3, the decimal 0, and I'm just printing it. We'll see. So I'm getting 1.3333. So when we are expecting some double using a print ln or print, it displaying this as a uh, long character, 12 digit or more than 12 digit decimal places. So in system.out, it's provide another method called printf that gives us control to format the output. So if we write, instead of this, if we write like this, so we'll see what we are doing. So instead of print, we have to use printf method to use the formatting concept. We cannot use println. So when the moment we use printf, we can use, the error has gone, and we can write like this, and we'll see, and then we'll discuss how it is working. So now I'm getting the up to 3 decimal place. So earlier we are getting up to 12 or 14 decimal place. So now we are getting as 3 decimal place. The reason we are getting 3 decimal place is because the format we are specifying here, like percentage dot 3f, that indicates that following value should be displayed as a floating point, as we have given f and rounded off to 3 decimal places. So this means percentage f is for floating point, and we are expecting 3 decimal place, so we are giving dot 3, means up to 3 decimal place, and whatever the value will be stored like this in this format, and this is the number that we are dividing. So if we want 4 decimal place, we can give 4, and we'll see. Now decimal place increased to 4. So similarly, if we want the decimal point, we can use %d, and if we want to pad it with 0, some integer value, we can use percentage 08, and then we can use a number. For floating point, we have to use percentage f, and decimal point, then we can give percentage dot up to which decimal place we want, then f, and for the rounded of 2, the percentage point to f, percentage d for the like integer we can use. So similarly, we for other data type, we have other symbol to use. So that's all for today. We have learned scanner standard input output from keyboard and displaying in the console output, and we have seen the static keyword, and we have revised that which we have learned in the previous lecture 8, and in tomorrow's lecture we'll continue about the arrays, then we'll go to our OOPS concept. So that's all for today. Thank you.